What if some mythical creatures were never myths at all? What if they were real animals, misunderstood by ancient people? Today, we'll uncover 5 legendary creatures that actually existed. And stay until the end, because the last one is the strangest of 1, the unicorn. The unicorn may sound like pure fantasy, but its story likely began with a real animal. Ancient travelers described a horse-like creature with 1 long horn. They weren't imagining magic. They were probably seeing rhinoceroses from a distance. Early Greek historians wrote about them after hearing stories from India. But here's where it gets weird. Some fossils suggest a prehistoric animal called Elasmotherium once lived. It had a massive horn and looked almost mythical. 2. The Kraken. The Kraken was said to be a sea monster large enough to sink ships. Sailors described huge tentacles rising from dark waters. For centuries, people laughed at these stories. Then scientists discovered the giant squid. Some grow over 40 feet long. They live deep in the ocean, rarely seen by humans. But the story doesn't end there. In the past, injured squids may have surfaced during storms, terrifying sailors who had no explanation. 3. The dragon. Dragons appear in myths all over the world. But why? In China, Europe, and the Middle East, dragons look different. Yet, they all share scales, claws, and massive size. Some historians think ancient people discovered dinosaur fossils. They didn't know what dinosaurs were, so they filled in the gaps with stories. But here's where it gets strange. Large reptiles like Komodo dragons still exist today. To ancient humans, these creatures may have seemed impossible. 4. The Cyclops. Opening sentence: the Cyclops may have come from a shocking misunderstanding. Greek legends describe giant beings with 1 eye. For years, this made no sense, until scientists examined elephant skulls. Elephant skulls have a large hole in the center. Ancient people thought it was an eye socket. But the story doesn't end there. Mediterranean islands once had dwarf elephants. Their skulls may have inspired the legend. 5. The mermaid. Craziest one. Mermaids were reported by sailors across centuries and continents. These weren't fantasy writers. They were experienced explorers. Christopher Columbus even reported seeing one. Scientists believe sailors mistook manatees and dugongs for humans. After months at sea, the brain fills in the blanks. But here's where it gets unsettling. Some ancient mermaid stories describe behavior that sounds almost human. Even today, people still report sightings.